Did you guys hear about the French cheese factory that exploded? Debris was everywhere. What's going on, YouTube? I have good and bad news for you. The good news is that, hey, we have a brand new Golden Pursuit active. The bad news is you have to PvP. Yeah. You're going to have to go out there and complete some PvP action. Now, I will tell you that the missions here are exceptionally straightforward, and you only have to do 8 of them. And you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 options. So you have 12 options. You only need to do 8 of them. And we're just going to go through the easy ones. I'm going to encourage you, try to inspire you as to why you should go do these. And most of all, just explain why, I think this is good. And also some tips and tricks as to how to actually optimize your alliance points. Because some little fun facts for you. So quickly, I'm just going to give you guys the tips here. Because a lot of you guys just need the tips, right? The biggest thing that I have for you is that when you redeem alliance points, you actually level up your alliance rank and your alliance skill. This is very important. If you have some Joe Schmo character out there that you need to level up your alliance lines, this is the perfect time to do it because you can do these missions on any character. And if you need to level up your assault and support on an alternate character because you need to get Warhorn, Resolving Vigor, you want to get any of these ones, for whatever reason, this is the perfect time to actually go and pull the alliance points out that you are getting from these missions. Notably, 240,000 alliance points plus 60,000 alliance points. That's like 300,000 alliance points. Like, that's a good chunk of alliance points to level up not only your alliance rank, but your alliance skill, meaning that you basically can give free skill points to a character as well as level up those essential lines that are great on support characters, especially tanks, which if you're building a tank, you might not really want to take them into Cyrodiil as much. So let's actually talk about what are the best characters for you to take in, kill players, and kind of get this going. Notably, getting a kill in Cyrodiil is not actually getting the final hit on somebody. It's really just contributing to the person dying. Meaning that if you're active on siege weapons or if you are buffing your teammates and allies, you're actually going to be able to get these relatively quickly. In addition to killing 150 players, capturing towns is also very quick. They flip very quickly. Usually in Grey Host, a town flips probably every 20 minutes, especially Bruma seems to be flipping all the time. I mean, capturing 1 keep and 3 keep, very straightforward. And obviously earning alliance points even easier. I'm actually also curious if you claim the 60,000 and then you get 50,000, does that count? Dealing damage in Cyrodiil, that could be a little bit more tricky, but you have to remember is that will also continually stack with structures, and that damage is actually not as much as you would think. The average, character with high DPS on a PvP character will get just under 1 million damage in a battleground. The battlegrounds are like 15 minutes of conflict. If you're in a big CGI cinematic fight, Skybeam coming down, all the stakes are raised, whoever takes the keep somehow becomes the emperor. I don't know how logistically that could be possible, but huge stakes. You're going to be getting tons of damage just by whipping out whatever your spammable is. It's just pow, pow. Like, you'll be able to actually do these relatively quickly. Now, if you're not a siege weapon person, those are probably the ones that you could skip. But I think most people are probably going to struggle with taking the towns the most, just because if you're going in solo, you might not be able to tell, hey, when are people moving to take the town versus, oh, hey, this keep is popped. Maybe I should meander on over this way. Now, oftentimes people get confused by the Cyrodiil map. They're like, oh, Jake, where do I go? All right, there's a couple things happening here. Unfortunately, Grey Host has like a bajillion people queued into it, so I'm not able to show you the big leagues. This is more like Little League, but you can see a couple things going on here. Firstly, we can see the Ayleswell resources are under attack. Now, this is an Emperorship keep. If I was a betting man, I would say there's going to be an assault at Ayleswell relatively soon. Also, too, you'll notice that people have placed a forward camp at Bleakers, meaning that somebody probably recently attacked Bleakers. Also, you can see that there's 3 siege weapons down, and there's actually some battle victories over at Chalmon, meaning that Blues currently balling outside of Chalmon. So these are all important things to take into consideration. Look to see where resources are being taken. Also look to see, what logistically makes sense. People like things like Elder Scrolls. Those are cool. People also things like Valendrone when it appears, and people also like Emperorship keeps. These are all important to becoming the Emperor. Therefore, they become big hotbeds for conflict. Depending on if you're a red or a blue, places like Bruma and Dragonclaw become essential because it actually gives you another avenue to spawn to be able to attack places like Chalman and Bleakers, and all the way over places like Ailswell. These actually give you some really good forward points. In fact, if the Blues, for example, had the Brindle equivalent, they would be able to have a resource that would be able to respawn them close to Robeck. Oftentimes, figuring out where to go is really just a logistical question, and sometimes it just boils down to what's going to cut off the enemy. You can see that the enemy can transport and travel through their red lines. The Blues can fast travel through their blue lines, and the Yellows can travel through their yellow lines. So, for example, if you actually cut them off here at Brindle, they would actually not be able to then TP to Carmelo Outpost, just as an example of where they're currently cut off. In fact, they actually cannot transport themselves to Ash unless they use Nickel Outpost, because there's no chain currently connecting them in any way. So the number one place for the Elves to go retake would probably be Robeck. Now, decent chance, too, that they want to kick the teeth in of the Blues, because there's really no Blues in this campaign. Hang on, which campaign are we in currently? Hang on, let me show you. That's Greyhost. I don't know. Can I not show you? Oh, there it is. Where you can see there's a bit of a numbers imbalance here. So the Yellows might be thinking, who cares if, we currently can't TP very easily. We're just going to keep pushing up this way. But it would make a lot of logistical sense to take Robeck, especially because the Reds actually can't teleport unless they're in Elysia. So they can only TP across this line here, making them relatively isolated as well. So this is just kind of a general idea of where you could go. Now you can see the Blues are going up to Bruma. That makes sense. They're trying to get rid of the Reds from being able to respawn a Dragonclaw. Because, for example, if they popped the keep at Chalman, making it unable to be respawned at except for respawn keeps, they could just walk from Winter's Peak, which doesn't really help because that's relatively close by. So you want to try to push them as far the way back as you possibly can. Also, sometimes you might see people take things like King's Crest. What that does is it puts pressure on people's Elder Scrolls, but a little bit of a problem with that is there's no Elder Scroll there. In fact, the only people that actually have Elder Scrolls are Blues, but if, for example, the Blues have taken a huge, large offensive over here in Blackreach, there's a decent chance at some point somebody's going to sneakily try to pop one of these keeps to make them, run back and have to play a little bit of defense. So this is not, by any means meant to be all-inclusive when it comes to, hey, guys, this is where to know and where to go inside of Cyrodiil. It's always going to be a little bit fluid. I always recommend looking for a group in chat or typing X in chat to see if anybody can invite you. Just seeing where people are is just always helpful. But when it comes to finding conflict, it's just relatively straightforward. Look at places that are currently under siege. Look for things like battle victories. Look at things that are currently being popped, and then things that are on the way of being popped. For example, if Reds take Nickel, they're probably either going to go to Brindle, Carmelo, or they might just go straight to Ash. It will depend on how they're feeling. And all you need to do, dear friend, is just be present for the conflict. Go out there, do some damage, buff some people, therefore get some credit for some kills, use some siege weapons, take some towns, help take some keeps, and you will be A-okay, and you guys will be good to go. Get that golden pursuit done. You get it done in like 12 hours at maximum if you're just in Cyrodiil passively, even if you're lost. I guarantee it. You do have quite a few days to do it, not as much as some of them. You have 6 days, 16 hours, and again, make sure to redeem your alliance points on a character that you want to level up your alliance rank and your alliance skill. You will thank me later, because it is very helpful to do that. But everyone, thank you guys so much again for watching. As always, we're doing our 3 giveaway drawings. All you need to do to enter is leave a comment and like on the video. Leave as many likes and comments on as many videos as you want for the month of March. Second thing is just make sure you're subscribed/follow on Twitch and Twitter. And the third thing is look for a hidden word be flashed upon screen. If you're the first person and find and comment that word, you will win. I will see you guys all tomorrow. We'll be live streaming. We'll still be doing our weekly vendor flip, so hopefully it's actually something good, and I'll catch you guys there. Bye, guys.
better remember to like and subscribe to Jakeclips. Or you should. I might have to pluck your eyes if you don't. Or, better yet, I'll skip rope with your entrails. Do it now. Subscribe. Ta-ta. Off with you.